Hi. I just wanted to check in and first off say thank you so much, Substack. This is my 1 year anniversary. I came on here this time last year, primarily to talk about my upcoming book, Blow Me and Other Stories. I was putting up excerpts from the book, and I was hoping to have it published this year in 2025, but that didn't happen. And that's sort of kind of what I wanted to talk about, best laid plans, right? So I have finished this book. I'm very pleased with it. And I just haven't found the right fit for it, publishing wise, and I'm not sure when it will be published, but I trust that it will be. And, I've gone through some feelings around that, some shame and maybe even embarrassment, but I also realized that the creative process, at least in my experience, it is not a straight line. So, it got me on Substack. So I, again, am very grateful to have had this year here so far. And I wanted to just talk about a couple things. Like one is I've been facilitating creative writing groups in treatment centers these last few months, and it's really rewarding. It feels like such a easy fit for me in terms of being able to connect and hold space for people and to celebrate that feeling of being seen and heard, which is, I think, so important for all of us. And one of my clients yesterday, we were talking about impertinence and how things are always changing. And God knows, this year, whew, it's been a lot. It's been a lot on so many levels in so many ways, and a lot of tragedy and a lot of things that have been heartbreaking and disturbing. And, the one thing that keeps me hopeful is that things always change. And that is impertinence. Things are always changing. And I remember reading Isaac Denison's quote about this a long time ago. And I love that, no matter what's going on, this too shall pass. And that, again, is my experience, through wonderful times and really hard times. And I am an optimist. So I am holding space in my own heart and psyche that things are going to get better. And also, I guess, thinking about what I thought this year was going to look like and then what actually happened. And I wouldn't change a thing. I'm very, very lucky that so many opportunities happened that I didn't even see coming. I got to go on this trip with a friend of mine that was a very intense experience for her. And we are already writing about that experience. Her name is Cynthia Jamin, and she's my writing partner. And we're able to tell this story. And it's a very powerful story. And I'm very grateful to be a part of the process of getting it on the page. And really, I never would have thought that that was something that would have happened this year. And, other things, I've had challenges. I had a lot of fear at times, with a lot of uncertainty, and things have worked out. And it just, again, shows me that I don't always know what's best. I don't know what's around the corner. And I guess at this time of year, celebrating whatever holiday you celebrate, I think it's important to stay connected to people that you love and people that love you. That is something that I'm very grateful for. And I had this experience the other day. I lost my passport. I don't know where it is. I can't find it. It's been so frustrating. And so I finally just had to surrender to the fact that I have to get a new one. And so I was at the post office, and this time of year, as we know, it's super crowded and it's kind of crazy. And I only filled out the first page of the application. And for some reason, the second page, I just I got messed up. And so the postal worker said to me, yes, you have to fill out this other page. And there's this big line of people behind me, and I start filling it out. And the questions are, what's your mother's maiden name? What year was your father born? These questions that I haven't thought about in a little while. My parents had passed over a decade ago, and before you know it, I can't even write because my eyes are so welled up. And then it asks even about my ex-husband, which is like he is still around. But and he's a good guy and we're friends. But it was like remembering his birth date and just all these questions that I wasn't, I guess, ready for. And it brought up a lot of feelings, and I, got through it. And I don't know if the postal worker really noticed that I was pretty emotional, and it doesn't matter. I got it on the page, and I left, and I had to cry, and I thought about the people that are no longer really in my life today, and how things keep changing. I'm very grateful that I have a brother who's still around, and we lost our other brother a couple of years ago, and this time of year can be tricky. It can be tricky for everybody, whether you're alone or you are with a whole family of people that drive you crazy. It's loaded with a lot of stuff. So I just hope that you can find a place where you feel good, whether it's with friends or family or being of service out in the world somewhere. There's a lot of people that are feeling lonely, feeling scared, and we need each other. Connection to me is everything. I feel so grateful. I have wonderful relationships in my life with my creative life and my personal life. And I feel really, really lucky to have those connections, and it's everything to me. And I guess I just wanted to, again, wish everybody a happy holiday and a healthy 2026. We'll see what happens. I have no idea. I have some plans, but as we know, everything changes. But I just want to send everybody lots of love. Thanks.